So this is a pretty stupid idea. I'm out here reel mowing, and the problem is I've got really long annual ryegrass here, 4 inches. Over there, I've got short, thinned out, about 1.5 inches. Then I have some annual rye that's left over, a perennial rye that's like this. So it's probably not the smartest idea to do this with a reel mower, but what the hell? So I put a piece of metal roofing up here, and then outside the fence I put a piece of metal roofing, and now they have this big shade area. What started out as just a random day turned into a day that it is now almost 1:30. I've been going since 5 a.m. Lots of stuff going on. I decided I'd break out the reel mowers and reel mow this, and I'm really happy with this. I'm going to put down some more seed back here. I'm going to spray lawn alive. A skid steer got dropped in. I need to work on my compost piles back there. I need to move some wood chips. I had to use the forks. I had them drop it off with forks to move my solar panels up into my building. I got to work with the girls. What else am I doing? I'm going to build them a new shaded area up in their playpen area up here outside. So if you're bored, here's a video for you. Here we go. That has never happened to me before. That has never happened to me before. I have changed a belt one time on my McLean because after like 2 years, it got a little slippery. But there's only one belt on this whole thing that drives this whole engine. And you should always have 2 or 3 of them on the shelf. I have some on the shelf. But look at this. For some reason, the belt actually separated. See that? It's like this belt, the rubber came off the belt. The belt didn't break or anything. That's crazy, dude. That's a belt flaw right there. Huh. So I went and got the low cut. That's the ultra low cut. This is the low cut series with the Briggs and Stratton. So you get to see all the models today. Man, that's crazy, dude. I've never seen that happen before. So I don't know. This one's only going to cut up to about 1 inch. So we'll see how it does because this grass is long out here. I guess I'll just run it over it a couple times, but here we go. That surprised me. That turned out better than I thought. I had grass that was standing up 4 or 5 inches tall in certain areas, and I'm cutting it with a reel mower at 1 inch. Not real smart, Doc. But I've got so many different areas. I got so many patchy areas, but there's a 1,000-gallon septic tank over here. I have patches where I still have perennial rye. The annual rye didn't take. I've got dry areas over there that's real thin. So actually, I'm glad what happened. It forced me down to about 1 inch, and I'm real happy with that because what I'm going to do now is I still have a bag of annual ryegrass seed up here, a 50-pound bag that I've been saving. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to seed this again real heavy, and then I'm going to spray it with, I still have enough Lawn Alive, the new spray that's coming out this spring, and then I'm going to spray this whole area with Lawn Alive, and then let it sit overnight, and in the morning run the irrigation. And that's how you apply this. When you apply Lawn Alive, you can apply it with a tank sprayer, backpack sprayer. I think it's 1 cup per gallon per 1,000 square feet. For most active growing seasons, you'll use the green bottle, which will also put you out about that same ratio. It'll cover 2,000, 2,500 square feet, which puts you out at about, same thing, it puts you out about 1 cup per 1,000 square feet. The mycorrhizal fungi is the big bonus inside this. That's absolutely critical for soil health. It's probably not warm enough for good colonization, so that's why Lawn Alive, you want to use it when temperatures are constantly, I would say, 70, 75 and above during the day, constantly. And then what you do is at sunset, you actually come out and spray your lawn at sunset, leave it on your lawn, and then in the morning, run your irrigation system. There will be a little bit of foliar uptake, not much, through the plants. Not much really happens foliar-wise. But what you want is you want to drive it down with irrigation and get those mycorrhizal fungi spores into the ground, get that nitrogen into the ground, and get that iron into the ground. So again, regardless of how you spray it at sunset and right when it's dark, right as the temperatures are starting to cool, and that way it won't evaporate, it won't dry on it. You know what happens when the temperatures drop? You get dew on the grass, and that's what you want. As the temperatures drop, that's when the sun's going down, you can barely see out here, spray it, and then in the morning, run your irrigation early, like at 4 or 5 a.m. But that actually looks pretty good. I can't complain. Every morning, the girls are screaming at me, wanting their treats. Man, it's foggy. A couple hawks around. I forgot I've got some crush and run coming. I've got 4 truckloads of crush and run. So if you know anything about building roads, if you want to build up a road, you really have to build up the dirt first. So you got to build up your dirt. Then you can put down crush and run and gravel. The nice thing about crush and run is that it has a lot of sand and clay in it, and it makes it a little bit smoother. A lot of times this gravel, your feet or wheels can actually slip on it. So I think I'm gonna put 1 round of crush and run all the way around the house in these main areas. But man, it is foggy out this morning.
Oh, see, that's a new one. That's one of the new birds. It's a new girl. Hi, honey. How are you? How are you? You're so pretty. And there's John over there, which is actually Joanna now.
So when I can see that pile steaming without having a hole in it, I know that pile is really active. So let's take a look at her. Holy cow. So if you didn't watch my video from yesterday on making these compost piles, you probably need to go watch it. But let's, it's about 40 something degrees outside. That's not right. This doesn't go well. Let's see what we go up to here today. $147, 49. We're gonna go over 150 today. Look at that, 151. So what's my plan now? Look at that pile steam. Is that crazy or what? That is crazy. That thing is just smoking. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the back gate over here. Whew, man, that smells like nitrogen ammonia. I'm gonna open up this back gate and try and maneuver the skid steer in here. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this pile and flatten it out. Then I'm gonna grab that pile, which is dead. That's been sitting there for almost a year now, since half a year. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna put that onto here and sort of mix it up and then repile it. And then that'll sit for about a month. And then it'll go on top of all of our rows, and that's pretty much it. This is kind of amazing to me. So 3 years ago, when we first bought this property, they took out a bunch of trees down here, and I let them dump the wood chips over here. Now I had 10 piles that were that big. There, let me get near them. These piles are taller than me, and I had 10 piles that were taller than me. Now I may have used half a pile, and all those piles basically just disintegrated down to only, I would say, maybe 2 feet. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. When I finally came over here, I was looking at it. So what I did was I came in here and I scraped all that and I repiled it up. So basically the same thing we do in our compost piles. Scooped it up, put oxygen, get that bottom up. So now, man, I've got some really nice semi-composted wood chips. If you ever wanted to put something in a garden for cover, this would be it. So what I'm doing is I'm stealing some of this and I'm making another pile over closer to the garden so that if we ever need to, we can actually just go out there and shovel it, because otherwise you got to drag it all the way across there. But this is gorgeous stuff now. Look how dark this is. That's pretty amazing. So I'm gonna steal some more of this. I'll build up that pile over there because I may do some composting. I don't know if you can see it. There's a dark pile next to the red building, and then I have 2 piles inside the garden. And but I'm about to hop on the skid steer and I'm gonna do this compost work. All right. Glad I put in double gates here. So what am I gonna do? I think what I'm gonna do is, oh, I got more room to work over here. What I probably should do is I probably should flatten this pile out and grab that pile and put it on top of that and mix it over here. I just don't have much room over there, to be honest. I think I'll have more room and I'll be happier if I work over here. So I need to move some of that stuff over there. And I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna do it backwards. I've got this pile, which is now a steamer, which is good. So this was just old dead wood chips and garden compost. There's butternut squash and all kinds of crap in here. But now that's all mixed in together with that pile. That pile was actually a little bit too potent. Man, it was just woof. So having these two together and let these sit for about a month. And then we'll actually take this and we'll put 2 or 3 inches on each one of our rows. Well, here come the girls. They were a little afraid of the skid steer at first. They're usually pretty brave. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to do. I want to grab one of those metal panels and put it in here and create a little shaded area for the chickens. I got stuff to do at the house. I need to get eggs. But these are the wood chips that I'm stealing from that big pile over there. And I'm gonna make some kind of compost over here. I don't know what I'm gonna put in it, but I figure I just leave it out here. What I'll probably do is I'll probably grab a bag of dirt booster and spray it a little bit and then repile it. But I had to order some more dirt booster because I'm out. Well, now I can't remember if it was yesterday or day before, but I swear to you, when did I cut this grass? Was it yesterday or day before? Day before. I swear this grass has already grown anywhere from 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Plus, that first cut, I have a few patches that I missed, so I'm gonna cut it diagonal with the reel mower again. But man, let me tell you what. You know, when you put down a slow release fertilizer like PGF Complete, it's gotta be watered in. It's gotta be watered in. And doing the combination of the Lawn Alive with the PGF Complete, it really is, especially in the spring when you want that lawn to get going. Man, that's just awesome, dude. Wow. Tell me that doesn't look great for February. Holy cow. I gotta say, man. Even I'm impressed. I'm impressed with these results. This is actually looking really good. So now, instead of loose gravel, now we actually have rock, sand, clay, and this will all lock up. When I run the skid steer over this, it'll lock up almost like concrete. It's just so much nicer to drive on.